Stay tuned, everybody. I am doing a full review of Labo's brand new release, Baie 19, coming up. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joel the Nose coming to you from Miami as usual. And today I have a really special treat. I'm doing a full review of Baie 19 from Labo, and this was just released. Here's the sample. I have you can see the decant, which I got from the Labo store here in Miami in the Wynwood Arts District about a week ago. So I've had a chance to wear it a few times. Initially I was just going to do a first impression, but now I'm going to do a full review. And again, released just a few weeks ago in 2019. The Frank Voekl is the perfumer or the nose behind this. This is considered a green spicy fragrance for those of you looking for the classification. And fun fact about Labo that maybe not everybody knew, but the number next to the actual name of the fragrance is the amount of ingredients or elements that are in that particular fragrance. So Baie 19 has 19 components. For example, Bergamot 22 would have 22, Santal 33, Tobacco 28, you get the picture. But anyways, kind of cool because I just learned that the other day for the first time. So Baie 19 again just released a couple weeks ago, and I got a sample from the store, by the way. I paid for it. This is not a gift for me to get a good review or whatever. All my reviews are my own, so they're not sponsored. Okay, let me read the notes to you, and my trusty notebook, as some of you have become very familiar with by now. All right. At the top you have, actually they just kind of list the notes all simultaneously, so they're all kind of mixed in, but it's dry juniper berry, patchouli, green leaves, ambroxan, musk, petrichor, and Cade. Okay, now some of you may have read about this. What they were going for here was that kind of damp smell you get either just before or just after a big rainstorm. And there's actually a scientific smell for that, which is the Petrichor. And so that is that unique kind of smell that people tend to love. It's generally considered very pleasant. Now, I'll say this. I love the smell. I live in South Florida. It rains all the time here. All summer it rains. We're still in our summer season now. It's what, the end of October, and it's 90 degrees here today. So, I mean, I get rain every day. I'm used to it. I like when I'm outside. I don't know if I want that smell on my skin. So I'm a little bit predisposed when I put this on. I was like, I'm not sure about this. And so the initial, I'll give you, well, I'll show you a spray. I've been wearing it all day, but I'll give you, you can see here. And as you all know, these decants don't always spray that well. But this one actually is one of the better spraying decants. I'll give them credit for that. And right off the bat, you get this kind of green, damp wood smell. That's what I get. So I can say this, whatever they were going for, they achieved it. And I will give them credit. Same with Tobacco 28, the Miami only fragrance that they released earlier this year that I reviewed about a week ago. That smells like tobacco, like pure cigar, Cuban cigar tobacco leaves. I mean, it's like a dead-on ringer. This is a dead-on ringer for this kind of damp, green, just that smell of wet wood. Again, I can picture that smell so clearly, but it's not something I necessarily want on my skin. So that smell, again, it's very prominent right at the outset. You get it, and on my timeline, after about an hour, then you start to get this kind of grassy smell. It reminds me of a fall. I guess this would be maybe good for a fall fragrance. You know, when you're raking leaves, as the leaves are falling from the trees and you're raking them and you got a big pile and you lift that pile up with your hands and you put it in the bag, that's what it smells like. So that evokes that kind of fall leaf, dried, crackly leaf smell to me. Again, the smell is nice and pleasant, but it's not something that I particularly enjoy on my skin. I have to say, what was Labo thinking? They're such a great house. I like most of their stuff that I've smelled. Again, this nails it. So what they were trying to go for, just like Tobacco 28, they nailed it. But I just don't know what they were thinking when they said, let's create a damp rain smell for a fragrance. This is a unisex fragrance. It definitely can be worn either way. I would say after about an hour and a half to 2 hours, the juniper kicked in, the dry juniper, and the patchouli, and that kind of Ambroxan musk smell. So after a couple of hours, that damp smell was gone, and I'll say that it dried down into just a nice, pleasant, kind of Swedish Ambroxan, you know, which is very popular in today's market. My only problem is again, a lot of fragrances smell like that, and since I didn't love the top, because again, I don't love smelling like damp wood or rotten wood, that was my issue with this. If you like that smell, you're going to love this, because like the Tobacco 28, they nailed it. I mean, totally nailed it if you like that smell. And I think on some people's skin, that probably actually might smell good. Just on my skin, it wasn't particularly great. So that's really it. I'll say this, the longevity wasn't great for me. It only lasted about 3 to 4 hours. The projection was average, or maybe even a little below average. Now, I will give a caveat. I was, again, using the decants. And the decants, you just can't get the same spray, you know, not like a full bottle spray. And so I had to spray, I was spraying a bunch on my neck, as usual, insides of my elbows, either side of my neck, back of my left hand, and back of my neck. I did that as I always do, but I had to spray extra because I wasn't getting a great spray from the decant. So I will give that caveat on the projection and the sillage, which wasn't great for me. It was more of a skin scent. You know, maybe you'll get a better one from a real bottle. But as far as lasting on the skin, I did spray enough on, and it didn't last more than 4 hours for me. So you'd have to reapply again. No big deal. That for me is not a killer when it comes to fragrances. But for those who do like longevity, on my skin, I didn't get that here. So, anyways, that's it. That's my review here of Baie 19 from Labo. If you have any comments, please leave them. If you'd like to subscribe or consider me, please do so. I would love it. As you can see, my pumpkin is asking you to do so in honor of Halloween. And I appreciate, again, all those who have already done so. I really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Hope everyone's having a great day. And we will be back soon with another review from Joel the Nose.